Hail to a good host. A guest has come inside. Where should he sit? He is impatient, standing on the threshold, ready to try his luck.
So, first of all, you can tell that we're getting into how to be a good host, which, many of the following stanzas will cover sort of different aspects of it. And on the face, there's actually a lot of value there because it's about how to behave in the world, how to follow the rules of the game that society has put out, how to get along with other people, and basically not being a jerk is sort of how one of the ways to not be a jerk. Something I found interesting about it, and I don't know if this is reading too much into it, but I started thinking of it as the idea of inviting chaos or the unknown into your life, like we were talking about before, that because you need it to develop and grow and become wise and all that kind of stuff. And if you face chaos sort of begrudgingly, you don't really grow from it. You just sort of get angry and pissed off at the world, and then you get stuck.
You've just survived it, but you don't learn.
Survive, you don't learn. But if you're able to invite it in as a guest, one, you're not inviting it in like willy-nilly. It's like, yeah, chaos, come on, wreck stuff. It's like, no, there is chaos, and I'm willingly going to face it, and I'm willingly going to deal with it, and for lack of a better term, I'm going to take up my cross and march up that hill willingly. And so when I kind of took a more like meta meaning out of it, that there is going to be chaos and it's going to come to your front doorstep. Well, why not invite it in to deal with it on your terms and welcome it. It doesn't mean. We all know those people that invite chaos into their lives in a bad way, where they just do reckless and stupid things. And you're like, well, of course your life is going like that. This is more of a, when bad stuff happens, you kind of roll with it and you say, okay, let's deal with it from here.
That is a fantastic point. I had not thought of this particular stanza that way. So yeah, good point. On the practical side of it, it's, I think hospitality is the word for this common thread, this section here. And what I got from it is that so hail to a good host. A good host has to have enough with them to provide hospitality. I think literally you have to have a home for someone to visit, right? Whether you own it or rent, whatever, doesn't matter too much. But you need to have a certain amount of resources in this world to be able to give it away. And so I think that is another call to strive to have enough in the world to be able to spread the wealth, spread the love, something like that. That's what I got out of that. And the other side of it as well, the second half of the stanza, something about luck. The guest is ready to try his luck. So I don't want to get too deep into this as a concept because it's first of all, it's different from the idea of luck that we have now as in general. Many of these concepts had different or deeper meaning than before. The idea of wisdom being another one. They gave a lot more meaning to the word wisdom before. But luck, it's not just, the throw of the dice. In this case, I think the connotation is something like, even the turn of phrase, try his luck. So it implies some agency. The guest is going to do something, put forward some kind of an action with the intention of some kind of result. And then I think that's what they mean by try his luck, his or her, I'm sure. And really what I read out of that is something like you have to try. You don't get anything if you don't try. You have to make the attempt to put your luck out into the world. So again, going into the unknown from the opposite perspective. And the concept of hospitality as well is a two-sided coin. There's the hospitality of the host, and then there's the hospitality that the guest is expected to show. And so we will see later, I think, something to do with being a good guest in general. For sure. But it's a two-sided thing, and so the guest is also going into an unknown situation, like we saw in the first stanza, by just stepping over the threshold. So it's an unknown for both parties, and they're both facing the unknown. The guest is trying his luck. It's an interesting image that we kind of get going here.
It really is, actually, you saying that, standing on the threshold, that I didn't realize how well connected it is with the first stanza, but it really is that he's going to try his luck in this new spot, that there may be enemies, there may be pitfalls, but he's going to go for it. Absolutely. So, and that's how you have to do it. You can't, and actually they mentioned that in a few stanzas too, that you actually have to participate in the world. You can't just, hang out and hope for the best.
Yeah, it's the two stanzas taken together, I think, are a good call to action to face the unknown preparedly, something like that. And both guest and host need to be prepared and watchful, and you have to put your luck out into the world. The whole combination of all those ideas, they may seem a little bit disjointed, taken together, but as they kind of come together in this couple of verses here, it's I like the idea that it's a call to action to face the unknown from both perspectives. So
for sure.